Are you ready to unlock the secrets to wealth in part 3 of our How People Get Rich series? Get ready for a journey that will change your perspective on wealth creation forever. Stay tuned for an eye-opening exploration that will reveal the key to financial abundance. Hello, exceptional being. Welcome to Young Black Millionaire Africa, a platform that provides financial literacy, business education, earning opportunities, and self-help to aid the average man level up and achieve more in life. Become a music producer. You don't necessarily have to be a musical artiste to be in the music industry. You can be a songwriter, a disc jockey, a background singer, a recording engineer, or even a music producer. The roles of a music producer include arrangement of compositions, running of recording sessions, and suggesting changes to instrumentation, effects, and lyrics. Standard music producers in Nigeria typically charge 200 to 500,000 naira per session, and their counterparts in the States charge about $2,000 to $3,000. This is why the likes of Fields, SARS, Dr. Dre, Jack Antonoff, and Young John have a lot of money to spend. To become a music producer, you have to develop your music skills, listen actively, and broaden your musical horizon. Study the work of great producers, learn the technical side of production, get a studio, and reach out to musical artists and ask for collaboration. Building an online presence can also help to skyrocket your music production career. The more you become famous, the higher you can charge, and charging more equals making more money. Become a model. This is one of the most glamorous and sought-after professions in the world. Modeling. Yes, you heard it right. Being a model can be an incredibly lucrative career choice if you have the right looks and the right attitude. Some of the highest-paid models in the world earn millions of dollars per year. But let's be clear about one thing first. Modeling is not just about good looks and a pretty face. It's a serious business that requires hard work, dedication, and a lot of commitment. So what does it take to become a successful model? Well, for starters, you need to have the right physical attributes that are in demand by the fashion industry. This includes a height of at least 5 feet 8 inches for women and 6 feet 0 inches for men, a toned and fit body, and symmetrical features. But that's just the beginning. To stand out from the rest, you need to have a unique look, a strong personality, and the ability to take direction and criticism from photographers and designers. Another important aspect of modeling is networking. You have to build relationships with agencies, photographers, and other industry professionals to get noticed and get hired for jobs. Once you've established yourself as a model, you can start earning a significant amount of money. Depending on the type of modeling you do, you can earn anywhere from a few $100s to thousands of dollars per day. And if you are lucky enough to become a supermodel, you can earn millions of dollars in a single year. So, if you think you have what it takes to be a model, don't be afraid to pursue your dreams. But remember, it's not an easy path, and it requires a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. If Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid can do it, so can you. Import and export goods. Import and export businesses have been around for centuries and have helped countless individuals become wealthy. But what exactly is import and export? Simply put, it's the process of buying goods from one country and selling them in another. To start an import and export business, you must first decide on the type of products you want to import or export. Research the market demand for those products in your target country. Once you've identified your product and market, establish relationships with suppliers and buyers. One of the benefits of importing and exporting is the potential for high profit margins. By buying products at a lower cost in one country and selling them for a higher price in another, you can make a substantial profit. However, there are also risks involved in import and export. These include fluctuating exchange rates, customs regulations, and shipping costs. It's important to thoroughly research and plan before jumping into this business. In conclusion, importing and exporting goods can be a lucrative way to get rich. With careful research, planning, and execution, you can establish a successful import and export business and enjoy the financial rewards that come with it. There's real money in the import and export business. Start a consulting agency. A consulting agency is a professional service firm that provides expertise and specialized labor for a fee through the use of consultants. Starting a consulting agency can be a great way to make money if you have expertise in a particular field. It allows you to share your knowledge with others and help them achieve their goals. The first step to starting a consulting agency is to identify your niche. What is your area of expertise? What type of consulting services do you want to offer? Make sure you choose a niche that you are passionate about and have experience in. Once you have identified your niche, the next step is to create a business plan. This will include your goals, target market, marketing strategies, and finances. You need to have a solid plan in place before you start your agency. When it comes to marketing your consulting agency, there are many strategies you can use. You can create a website, use social media platforms, attend networking events, and reach out to potential clients. Remember, your success will depend on your ability to market your services effectively. Another important aspect of starting a consulting agency is to build your credibility. You need to establish yourself as an expert in your field. You can achieve this by publishing articles, speaking at events, and obtaining certifications. Next up, become a cybersecurity expert. Now, if you're into computers and technology, then becoming a cybersecurity expert could be the perfect career for you. With everything being online these days, cyber threats are becoming more and more common. So, companies and governments need people who can protect their data and systems from hackers. To become a cybersecurity expert, you need to have some formal education, like a bachelor's degree in computer science or a related field. But you can also learn a lot from online courses and tutorials. The important thing is to keep learning and staying up to date with the latest threats and security measures. Aside from education, you need to have a curious and analytical mind, attention to detail, and good problem-solving skills. And let's be real, you need to be a bit of a computer nerd. Now, the best part about being a cybersecurity expert is the money. You can make anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 per year in developed countries. We cannot say the same for developing countries, but cybersecurity experts still earn a decent amount of money worldwide. And if you work for a big company or government agency, you can even make more. Cybersecurity expert is a great way to make some serious cash. And if you love technology and keeping people's data safe, then this could be the perfect career path for you. Get a job in a government organization and work your way to the top. Now, I know what you're thinking, government jobs are usually boring and don't pay that well, right? Wrong. There are a ton of different government jobs out there that pay well and have great benefits. Plus, if you're willing to put in the time and effort, you can work your way up the ladder and make some serious money. One of the best things about government jobs is that they are usually very stable. You don't have to worry about your company going bankrupt or getting laid off unexpectedly. Plus, the benefits are usually great. Think health insurance, retirement plans, and paid time off. So, how do you get started? Well, first you need to figure out what kind of job you want. Do you want to work in law enforcement like the FBI, CIA, DSS, and NIA? Or maybe you want to work for the State Department and travel the world. There are also plenty of jobs in healthcare, education, and finance. Once you've figured out what kind of job you want, you need to start networking. This is where having connections can come in handy. Talk to people you know who work in government organizations and see if they can introduce you to anyone who might be able to help you get your foot in the door. You also need to make sure your resume is up to par. Government jobs are usually pretty competitive, so you want to make sure you stand out. Ensure your resume is professional, error-free, and highlights your relevant experience and skills. Once you get a job in a government organization, the real work begins. You need to be willing to put in the time and effort to climb the ranks. Volunteer for extra projects, take on extra responsibilities, and always be looking for ways to improve. And, of course, you need to be patient. Climbing the ranks in a government organization is not a quick process. It can take years, even decades, to work your way up to the top. But if you're willing to put in the time and effort, the rewards can be huge. This isn't a fast way to get rich, so we don't recommend it. Become a religious leader. Religious leaders are currently living the dream. They travel the world in private jets, drive expensive cars, and live in mansions. Let us tell you a bit about how they make money and how you can too if you become a religious leader. First of all, let's talk about the obvious churches. If you become a pastor, priest, or any other type of religious leader, you can earn a pretty decent income from your church. Of course, this depends on the size of your congregation, but if you're leading a big church, you could be making 6 figures or more. But that's not all. There are plenty of other ways to make money as a religious leader. For example, you could start your ministry and sell books, CDs, and other products just like Bishop David Oyedepo, Apostle Joshua Selman, and Pastor Chris Oyakilome. You could also offer counseling services or lead retreats and charge an attendance fee. And if you're ambitious, you could even start your own TV or radio show and make money from advertising and sponsorships. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't it wrong to make money off of religion? And while that's a valid concern, I think it's important to remember that being a religious leader is a job like any other. You still have bills to pay and a family to support, so why not make a living doing something you're passionate about? Of course, we are not saying that everyone should become a religious leader just for the money. It's important to have a genuine desire to help people and make a positive impact in the world. But if you have that desire and are willing to put in the work, there's no reason why you can't make a good living doing it. So, to sum it up, if you're looking for a unique way to get rich, consider becoming a religious leader. It might not be for everyone, but if it's something you're passionate about, it could be a very rewarding career both spiritually and financially. Become a public speaker. We know you might be thinking, public speaking? Really? But hear me out. If you're someone who can captivate an audience and deliver a message with confidence and clarity, you could make serious money as a public speaker. There are plenty of opportunities out there for public speakers, from conferences and corporate events to motivational seminars and TED Talks. And the best part is you don't need any formal qualifications or degrees to get started. All you need is a message that resonates with people and the ability to deliver it effectively. Of course, like any career, there's a learning curve. You'll need to develop your skills, build your network, and market yourself effectively. But once you start getting bookings, the sky's the limit in terms of income potential. And the best part? You can speak on pretty much any topic under the sun. Whether you're an expert in finance, technology, health, or personal development, there's an audience out there that wants to hear what you have to say. You're probably wondering, isn't public speaking scary? And yes, it definitely can be. But if you're willing to put in the work to develop your skills and overcome your fear, the rewards can be huge. If you're someone who loves to speak and has a message to share, consider pursuing a career in public speaking. It might not be for everyone, but if you have the talent and the drive, it could be a very lucrative and rewarding career path. Invest in art. Art as an investment hasn't become popular in Africa. However, investing in art can be a great way to diversify your portfolio and potentially make some serious money. The key is to invest in quality pieces by established artists. That means doing your research, attending auctions and art fairs, and consulting with experts in the field. Of course, this requires some upfront investment, but if you choose wisely, the returns can be huge. The art market has seen some pretty impressive growth in recent years, with some pieces selling for millions of dollars. And while there's no guarantee that your investment will pay off, if you have a good eye for art and are willing to take some risks, you could see some serious returns in the long run. But investing in art isn't just about the money. It can also be a great way to appreciate beauty and support artists whose work you admire. And who knows, you might even discover the next big thing in the art world. Like any investment, there are risks involved. Art is a subjective field, and what one person considers valuable might not be seen the same way by others. And if the art market takes a downturn, your investment could lose value pretty quickly. Investing in art can be a great way to diversify your portfolio and potentially make some serious money. But it's not for everyone, and it requires some upfront investment and a willingness to take some risks. Buy and sell lands. Everyone knows what a land is, and giving a definition might be a little funny, but we'll do it anyway. Land is a part of the Earth's surface that is not covered by water. Investing in land can be a great way to build wealth over time, especially if you choose the right properties and hold on to them for the long term. The key is to do your research and choose properties with good potential for appreciation. That means looking for land in up-and-coming areas with growing populations and economic development. And if you're looking to flip properties for quick profits, you'll want to look for undervalued properties that you can fix up and sell for a profit. Investing in land requires some investment, whether you're buying raw land or developed properties. If you're willing to take the risk and put in the work, the returns can be huge. And the best part? Land is a finite resource, which means that it will always have value. And if you choose properties in areas with high demand, you could see your investment appreciate over time. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, what about the costs of owning land, like property taxes and maintenance? And while those are factors to consider, the potential returns on your investment can outweigh those costs in the long run. In summary, investing in land can be a great way to build wealth over time, especially if you choose the right properties and hold onto them for the long term. Become a civil engineer. Civil engineers are responsible for designing and building the infrastructure that we rely on every day, from roads and bridges to buildings and water systems. And the best part? The demand for civil engineers is only growing, especially as populations continue to expand and cities need to be updated to meet the needs of their residents. As a civil engineer, you could work for a variety of employers, from government agencies to private firms. And the salaries can be pretty impressive, especially as you gain more experience and move up the ranks. Becoming a civil engineer requires some upfront investment in education and training. But if you're willing to put in the work, the rewards can be huge. And the best part? You'll be making a real difference in the world. As a civil engineer, you'll be responsible for designing and building structures that will impact people's lives for years to come. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't civil engineering a pretty tough field to get into? And while it can be competitive, there are plenty of opportunities out there for talented engineers. If you're someone who loves solving problems and wants to make a real difference in the world, consider becoming a civil engineer. It might not be the most glamorous career out there, but it can be both fulfilling and financially rewarding. Delve into the pharmaceutical industry. First things first, let's talk about what the pharmaceutical industry is. It's the business of creating, developing, and selling drugs and medications. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just for doctors and scientists? But the truth is, there are plenty of opportunities for people from all sorts of backgrounds to get involved. One way to get started in the pharmaceutical industry is by working for a pharmaceutical company. There are a ton of different roles to choose from, like sales, marketing, research and development, and even finance. And the great thing about these companies is that they often offer competitive salaries and benefits. Another way to get involved is by starting your own pharmaceutical business. Now, this is not for the faint of heart, but if you're up for the challenge, the rewards can be huge. You could develop a new drug that solves a major health problem, or even discover a breakthrough treatment that saves lives. There are also risks involved with starting your own pharmaceutical business. It can be a very expensive and time-consuming process to develop a new drug, and there's always the possibility that it won't be successful. But if you're willing to take that risk, the payoff can be massive. This is the end of the third episode. Stay tuned for the fourth and final episode. We saved the best for the last, so you should definitely check it out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you next time, exceptional beings.